This meeting is being recorded, Tyler Lau, and thank goodness for that, because we need a video on golf this week for the Corales Punta Cana Championship. And a lot of people aren't even writing articles, aren't even doing anything this week. They're kind of taking a break. Not us, because we can afford to, because we live the low stakes life. And, and you know what, in events like this where it's a weaker field, sometimes, the more research and the harder you look into everything, the better you kind of do, because you can find some real value and you can do things, and kind of just mess around and maximize your dollar, whether that's dimes, quarters, dollar entries, and just try different things and do different things. Do single entries, who cares? Do something. Stay sharp though, stay in tune with the game, stay in tune with what lineups are winning and what's going on. And I like tournaments like this. I do.
I do too. I like when the field's like this, because I feel like it equalizes our playing ability with the Sharks.
Yeah. I think it's great. And all right, so Corales Punta Cana Championship. The kind of the first research and write-up that I did is up on the website welivefantasy.com, and take a look at it and read it. There's some pretty cool stuff, but the biggest point I was trying to make on it is to compare the fields to Barracuda and the Safeway, because those are the weakest fields that we've really had since the post-COVID comeback, and now rolling into the 2021 season. And there's some guys that we like that played well in those tournaments, and there's some guys that have played well the past 3 months in this field that I really like. But really cool championship, really cool tour. Some of the European Tour guys are staying here after the U.S. Open to take advantage of some PGA Tour golf, maybe get some early FedEx Cup points. So got to look at that too. I looked at the spreadsheet that Lacey and We Live Fantasy made. I looked across that with Fantasy National Golf Club, which numbers and stats, tee to green, things like that, which you'll see in the write-up, and past results. And, there's not a lot of guys with double-digit rounds at this golf course. Most I found was like 8, a few 10s, because this tournament's always kind of had a weaker field. It's kind of been an off event. And I'm sorry I'm looking over here, but this computer keeps crashing, and I'm trying to pull up everything, and it keeps crashing, so that's annoying. So just going to kind of wing it here. For you, taking a first look at the slate and pricing and everything, what are some things that stood out for you right away that you were just like, wow, or licking your chops or kind of getting you going?
Well, I really wish my boy Hughes would have been a little bit better value. That's a hefty price to pay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could get there. I think I would probably lean towards the Burns and save a couple hundred in that scenario. But I really, things that stood out to me was the Schneck at 8,500, which is going to be the chalk. I think a decent amount of people will have him.
Yeah.
I mean, the only downside with him is he just doesn't have quite the upside potential as some of the other people in that area, such as Norlander.
Yeah. Norlander looks killer this week.
Right.
They priced him perfectly.
Right. So I might start a lot of my builds right there with maybe either the Norlander, obviously, or pairing those two and seeing where you can go from there.
Yeah, and it's a strategy that so far in about 30 builds that I've done, which helped me determine, and he's the first member of the core 4 this week in the write-up that I did. He starred on my list here on Fantasy National. He's starred in my heart because he just looks like one of the guys out there.
Yeah, we picked him up earlier in the year, man.
Yeah.
He was a little gem we found.
300.
Yeah.
A little rundown on Norlander and why he made the core 4 15th in strokes gained total. Hang on. I need to change this to last 3 months. I didn't do that. Norlander. 6th in stroke gain total the past 3 months. 7th in strokes gained tee to green. 2nd in ball striking. 39th in short game. 27th off the tee, second on approach, and 78th around the greens. Let me tell you, that doesn't scare me at all for 78th around the greens because he's second on approach. So, I'm going to call that an even wash. 22nd putting and 30th in DraftKings points. But when he's on, he's really on and he's scoring a lot of DraftKings points. And when you look at some of the people around him, DraftKings points wise, they are a little bit better. Shank is 21st in DraftKings points, and Xinjun Zhang, the Zhang gang, is 24th in DraftKings points, but they have a couple more. They
Zhang
have a couple more higher numbers, especially Zhang. That I went with Norlander for the steady Eddie. I know he's better than half of this field. I know he can score better than half of that field. So if we can get him on an on week, I'm choo choo, chugga chugga.
Love it.
I'm with it. That's the first.
The other great thing about him is nobody's talking about him again. So I love it. They've been doing it all year. They've been giving him no love, and we've been on him, and we've been making money. So
yeah,
I'm going to continue to ride that train. I mean, he's priced perfectly for this slate. It's beautiful. The other one that stood out to me, a couple notables that I noticed. Patrick Rogers at 8,000 is an interesting play.
Yeah.
I also, obviously, McDowell is going to be very highly owned. I can see at 7,800, but could do it for you.
Yeah.
I really like the two below him more, personally, especially Vegas. And then where are we at? Did I miss him? He might have been a little higher.
Yeah, you love riding that Vegas train.
Well, dude, listen, the guy shows up. The guy shows up.
He also can go home.
He also might go home, but then again, that's for everybody in the field. So, I thought Varner was in this field. Wasn't he? Am I missing?
No, Varner's not in this.
No Varner this week.
No Varner.
My bad. I thought I saw him in there earlier.
Okay.
Great. Well, that was going to be another one of my picks, so obviously that's out.
I'm gonna give a name to you.
I'm listening.
That is top 10 in 5 out of 8 categories at $7,500. Has 14 rounds in the past 3 months, and it's a name, could be the sleeper name of the week. Chris Baker. In this field, he is 6th stroke gain total, 4th tee to green, 3rd ball striking, 24th off the tee, 1st on approach, and 6th in DraftKings points. His 2 worst stats in the past 3 months is short game of 75th and around the greens is 98th. But 1st on approach and 4th tee to green, I'm going to take my chances and say that he's sharpened that up over the past couple weeks and gotten a little bit better. This course isn't as penalizing as people might think it is. And I think that with the tee to green, DraftKings points, and strokes gained total all aligning, I think he is a slam dunk and the second member of a core 4 that I did. And right above him at 7,600, Will Gangster.
Will Gangster
Gordon. Listen, this guy is very underpriced this week.
Yes, he is.
On the write-up, I did top 10 DraftKings points and top 10 strokes gained total the past 3 months to rank everyone and kind of so everyone can see where they're at. 15, and he was in the notables of each section. And when I was typing his name in, I was just like, man, he's like right there on like all these stats. And then I did DraftKings points, top 10 past 3 months, and he was in the notables there. And I was just like, where the hell, like, how do I fit this guy in? How can I justify it to myself? And he is top 50 in everything, but most notably, 1st off the tee, 7th tee to green, 9th ball striking, and 12th in DraftKings points. And at 7,600, when I look at guys all up and down this board with over just absolute shit numbers and crap numbers and everything above him and kind of around him. Chris Baker and Will Gordon are like two green lines in a sea of red and like pink, and I love it. And I think those guys are killer in that range. A little bit lower here, a heartfelt pick for me is the Bram Wagon, Josh Bramlett.
The
Uh,
Bram
the
wagon.
The Bram Wagon. Um,
You ride that wagon an awful lot,
Joseph
don't you?
Bramlett, man, I do. The silver lining here is that in weaker field events, the boy shows up and he goes hard in the paint. So I like Bram Wagon. Didn't make the core four, but I'm gonna throw some darts at him. If you align the core four and pay up, it's a great marker down there at 7K to kind of get down there. A little bit lower, your boy Gomez shows up in these weaker field events too and just bombs it and just slaps it around. If he can keep it all together, I think he could be a low-owned kind of dart throw. The next dart throw down here at 6,700, call me crazy for this. It's hard to recommend this to anyone, but Ricky Barnes has a lot of green down here. His worst stats the past 3 months is 58th, and that was on approach, but 23rd in Draftkings points for the past 3 months, which is kind of hard to believe. I didn't even know he was playing most of the time, so I don't know where the hell he got his points. But in this field, that number's kind of inflated, but that's all we're comparing to is this field because this is the only field playing this week.
That's right. That's right. That's all that matters.
So, you guys, if you've read some of my early articles, Arjun Outwall, God, if you really have to get there, 6,300 Arjun Atwal. He's really the last.
Listen to me. It doesn't pay off. It doesn't pay off. Don't do it.
And Brandon DeJong at 6,100 are the only guys that, Mike, you have to give me someone under 6,300. It's Brendan DeJong and Ricky Barnes. If you want to get really fancy, Steven Stallings Jr. If you want to get real crazy.
You shouldn't have to get there.
But other than that, I'm not really going that low. The only reason I would click Zach Sucher is because he loves the DFS spam and he loves DraftKings. So there's a little piece of my heart that loves Zach Sucher. Yeah, Sucher, Zach Sucher. A little brain fart there.
Sucher?
Yeah. The Suture. So down low, that's all I'm doing.
All right. Now let's get to the real question then. Who is? All right. Let's start from the top. Who's the guy who's going to win? Who's taking it down?
My pick is Adam Long. The final member of the core four to kind of round that out is Adam Long. I love Adam Long, and he should be priced right with Mackenzie Hughes, and he's not. So Adam Long is my pick to win this week, and I think he could be a low-owned play. I can't click Grillo. I can't pay that much for Charles Howell III after the roller coaster of emotions that he's put me through. Henrik Stenson's could be another guy, but even there, it's like, what have you done for me lately?
What about Straka?
Straka, he's notable. He's definitely notable, man. He like stresses me out. He really, really does. And he's sixth in DraftKings points in this field, but I don't know, man. Like, I can't tell you if he's ever been in a winning lineup of mine. Like, I always try to do it, and it just doesn't work. Henrik Stenson, I mean, I still haven't seen him show up yet since post-COVID, besides the St. Jude where he finished 35th. But, I mean, you can go Straka if you want, man. I mean, I'm not going to
Curious. No, I just was curious, and I don't have a love for him. I didn't find anything that made me, have to click him. But he
Yeah,
does.
like
He does show up.
I can't like get there all the way. Adam Long is so attractive because his worst stat is he's 43rd off the tee. Everything else is great. Everything else is solid. Even Mackenzie Hughes has a couple red spots, and Corey Connors has a couple hot spots of some high numbers of stuff that if you're going to pay up for those guys. But the final spot of the core four, I was really between Zalatoris and Adam Long, and I just went with the tried and true Adam Long. But I also showed in the article where you can kind of pivot to Zalatoris and kind of the guys down there to kind of go about your business and try to get something there. But it was really close, and the only reason is because Zalatoris is number one strokes gain total in this field, eighth, sixth tee to green, seventh ball striking, 32nd short game, 12th off the tee, fifth approach, and he's number one in Draftkings points in this field. So he's priced accordingly, and you can get there with the three in the core and then go in Zalatoris. But what did that? I have to pull up the article. I think that left you with like 7,500, 7,700, and then with Long, it's like 8,200. So you can go either way, but you can stay balanced. You can pay up, pay down, do anything you want from those four guys.
Okay, well, I got to ask you the question that I hate to ask.
Yeah.
Do we play Vaughn Taylor this week?
Vaughn Taylor. Vaughn Taylor. Boy.
Because it seems like the weeks we take him, he decides not to show up, and then the weeks we don't take him, he's in the fucking winning lineup.
Yeah.
So
the oh man. The only thing I can really think of, let me pull this up and see.
I mean, I don't want to take him, but I want to know that I'm making a good decision by not taking him.
Yeah, well, let's look at all records at Corales Golf Club and see how many rounds he's got here and what he's done.
I mean, really, that's what I love about this field is all the guys that like to fuck me aren't in the field except him. So that's what I got to know,
Yeah. Man, I can't even find him. Hang on.
It's probably not worth it. Don't worry about it.
No, I have to know now. What's his price this week? I haven't even looked his way. 6,800.
Yeah, I think so.
He has no rounds here.
Good. All right, makes me feel better.
Let me make sure I have this right. Boy, this computer is just dead today. Yikes. That's crazy.
It's because you said you should take Arjun Atwal that decided to stop working.
It's like, oh!
Said who? Nah, I'm not going to work for you.
Like, don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Listen, Arjun Atwal's 31st in DraftKings points in this field.
That means there's 30 other people I should take above him.
That's right. You're absolutely right. Boy, this is dreadful how horrible this computer's being right now. Okay, Vaughn Taylor. Yeah, he's got no rounds of golf here. I will say this.
Yes.
Denny McCarthy, Adam Schenk, Matt Jones, Bryce Garnett, Seamus Power. Your guys that have the most rounds of golf here. 8 rounds of golf, stroke gain total. Now, granted, there's a lot of people who've not played this golf course in this field. Kelly Craft at 6,400, number one strokes gained total when I sort this with just Corales Golf Club highlighted. Mackenzie Hughes has 4 rounds here, so he's played here before. Chris Stroud, Bryce Garnett, Keith Mitchell, George McNeil, McCarthy, Baddeley, Zhang, and Matt Jones, and Jonathan Bird, top 10 in strokes gained total for just Corales Golf Club here. DraftKings points. Chris Stroud, number one DraftKings points. He's tied with Bryce Garnett, Keith Mitchell, Mackenzie Hughes, Kelly Craft, Matt Jones, Graham McDowell, Oppenheim, Tyler McCumber, and George McNeil are your top 10. Notables right on the outside of the top 10, Aaron Baddeley, Sam Burns, Thomas Dietrich, Seamus Power, David Hearn, and Patrick Rogers. So that's a little interesting little nugget there. You can rewind that if I spoke too fast or spoke too stupidly, and kind of see that. But that's it, man. There's not, we don't really have to go too crazy unless you really want to go crazy. How many lineups have you built so far?
Exactly 3.
3. Who's in them? Let's go. It's only 3. What'd you load up so far?
My core has Norlander, Baker, and Will Gangster.
Oh, cool. Well, those are awesome guys.
And then I have an Adam Long. The one I was working on was Adam. Now I got this one. The one that I was working on is Chris Baker, Willie G, Norlander, Adam Long, and I've got 8,200 left on the table for 2 people average.
Nice. Okay. So 8,200.
I like Rogers this week, dude.
Yeah, I mean Rogers looks solid, man.
What about Zhang? I could put Rogers and Zhang. What about that lineup?
Rogers and Zhang. So let's just look at it. So Rogers past 3 months, 81st in DraftKings points. Xinjun Zhang, 24th in DraftKings points.
That's better.
Patrick Rogers, 51st strokes gained past 3 months over 28 rounds. Xinjun Zhang is 13th strokes gained total with 24 rounds. Xinjun Zhang's worst stat right now is strokes gained on approach at 86th. Patrick Rogers is 97th on approach. So I think the better play would be Zhang, but you said 8,200.
Well, yeah. So if I take Zhang, now I'm down to 8,000. So who below 8,000 do you take?
The first one that has any kind
Because I like Vegas.
Kind of silver lining. Vegas is good, man. He's 5th off the tee, 30th strokes gained total, and 22nd in DraftKings points. You can go Vegas, but if you're going to dip that low, you might as well go Will Gordon. But is Will Gordon already in that lineup?
He's already in it.
Okay. The only other pivot there I could see would be Matt Jones or Bryce Garnett.
Or all 3.
Or if you want the history of guys who have played some rounds here, Graham.
Yeah.
Those would be the guys there.
Well, I can't pay $7,800 for Bo Hogue my whole life, so I can't do that.
Kyle Stanley could be a little pivot there if you wanted to go that route, and then
I can't if I got Zhang. I'm out of money.
Okay.
Rogers down.
Okay.
Rogers.
I don't know if I said this or not, but I'm fading Grillo. I don't have any Grillo. I don't want any Grillo.
I don't like Grillo.
That poor guy can't make putts to save his life. He could hit every damn fairway and every green and shoot 80. Just like me. Let me pull up this article here. If this computer crashes again, I'm gonna throw it away.
All right, where's your house?
All right, so a couple of things I wanted to bring up from the Barracuda. Your boy Gomez finished T3. Matthias Schwab finished T3. Both guys, pretty good price. Seamus Power finished T9th. Shank finished 12th. Bramwagon finished 12th. Patrick Rogers finished 19th. And then the last guy I kind of liked was Russell Knox. I threw a couple darts at Russell Knox. He finished 25th. And then
Wow.
just a couple weeks ago at the Safeway, Harry Higgs, Core 4 Crusher that week, finished second. Stewart finished third in that event. Burns finished seventh. Christopher Ventura, sneaky play but a lot of people are on it. The few people that did write anything this week had Ventura. So I don't know how much that'll kind of push the narrative, but if he wins, who gives a shit? It's just we want to be there. If he plays bad, we want to be on the other end of that.
That's right.
Pat Perez finished 9th. So Pat Perez has kind of been on the up, but Russell Knox again, T9th. Right there, like I said, I threw some darts at Russell Knox. I can get behind it this week. Straka finished 14th. Zhang finished 14th. And then the last name on this list, Cameron Percy. Knox, Burns, Percy. For who they are and what they are, they're a little pricey, but they play well in these kind of events. And I like that. I can get behind that. Last thing here is
Hold on. Knox ain't in the field, dog.
Knox, is it?
No.
Hang on. Who am I? Hang on.
Neither is Piercy. Yeah, he is. No,
Cam,
C. Piercy.
Cam Percy is.
Yeah, Cam Percy. Okay. All right. But Knox ain't in the field, dude.
Knox. Oh, I'm throwing darts at Chris Kirk. I'm sorry, Chris Kirk.
Kirk. Okay.
Chris Kirk, and I think I skipped him on here. Hang on.
All right, I got a question for you on that little fancy fantasy national you got there. Is there any way you could do? Actually, no, I don't even know why I'm asking you. I can do it on our fucking spreadsheet.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because you'd want to look at people that did both. Like earlier, you said you would compare this field to a or a Safeway. So maybe you find guys that placed well in both the Safeway and the Barracuda and build around that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can tell you right off the top, the best guy in both events. I thought Burns was up there on the other one. It was Pat Perez. Probably played the best in both those. He finished 18th at the Barracuda, and then he finished 9th at the Safeway. It's a pretty penny for Perez. Top 10.
Yeah, he got eight. Okay, so he got 86 points at the Barracuda and 103.5 at the Safeway. I mean,
yeah.
He at 9,100 he pays for himself then.
Yeah.
Or at least has a chance to pay for himself. Very good chance.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I got Adam Long as your winner, Norlander as my favorite play. I am fading Grillo and Stewart, and the guy that we are playing that you shouldn't be is Baker.
Yeah, and Arjun Atwal.
And Arjun. And Arjun Atwal. And that article, along with the European Tour article, is up on WeLiveFantasy.com.
You already said the European article was basically just play Robert Rock in all your lineups?
You would have to go there and click on it to read it. Exactly what it says. But I mean, there's a beautiful picture of Robert Rock with his hair blowing in the wind. And
Best hair in the biz.
you know what? I will read this article for you right now.
Is it like a sentence?
You still have to go click it because the headline alone, the Robert Rock Irish Open, and that's it. That's the write-up. The Robert Rock Irish Open. Play Robert Rock, the greatest hair in the game, and those locks will be flowing and blowing in the Irish winds. I made one lineup in the $8 2K to first. I went Robert Rock and then balanced fantasy points per game and wound up with Robert Rock, Cantor, Colsarts, Jameson, Senio, Senior, and Simi with $200 left over. That's where I'm at with it. Just play Robert Rock like a real man.
That's like an old Chevy commercial.
Yep, like a real man. Real man plays Robert Rock and no one else this week. I wish I could click him 6 times. Just play him.
Just play him all the way down?
And that's where we're at with that. So.
Well, I mean, I ain't got nothing else left.
Yeah, me neither.
We appreciate everyone that watches, all of our 6 subscribers or whatever it is. We love you guys. Listen, me and Mikey, we used to talk shit like this on the phone, and one day we're like, well, why don't we record this for the world to see?
Yeah.
If you like it, if we help you, post, comment, tell us, smash the like. Check out our half-ass website. We're working on it. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Every day is a work in progress. We'll get there. Get behind us. We like to have fun. Go Robert Rock.
Yeah, and Tyler was how many points away from first last night in the showdown?
And
how much? What was it? We needed Harris and Camara.
Yeah, I was in the half milli last night. I had about $500 in there for 45 or 50 lineups in it. And Harris dropped about 3 passes early in that game, and with about 1.5 to go when the Saints got the ball, I needed about 13 yards in a completion to Harris to take down the lobby with about 10 other people, which is fine. I would have taken a quick 50 or 60 grand out of it. Yeah. But unfortunately, things did not go that way, and I ended up like 189th or something that doesn't even fucking matter and lost money. So we're getting there. We're close.
For the record, the first quarter on the 2-yard line, Drew Brees let the clock run out. That was a Latavius Murray run.
That was a Latavius Murray touchdown.
I'm not gonna push it and say it was a touchdown because I don't want to bad voodoo. But yes, I'm with you 100%. And he fucking dude, what do you like? I'm sitting there watching it. ESPN has the clock up. I'm like, fucking hike the ball, and then he looks around like a fucking idiot. And did you notice that the refs and everyone, they were giving him a second to okay, it's in that gray area, go ahead and just run the play. And dude, what a nightmare. And then they call a fucking play that is clearly a pass to Taysom Hill, but the other bullshit tight end catches the ball. Taysom Hill's literally 2 feet behind him and wide open.
So I had zero Latavius Murray till I talked to you late in the day. I added Latavius Murray, and when that was about to be a touchdown to Latavius Murray, dude, I was about to jump up, call you, and about to start counting the money.
And then after halftime, the game script and the game flow completely shifted on us, and it was the Alvin Kamara show. But man, that was right there. And I will say this. The Saints are the kind of team that are going to get a lot of primetime games kind of shifted in the NFL where they shift the schedules and stuff like that. He's gonna win me some money this year. I'm gonna do it. We were right. That thing, where was that? That thing almost cashed too.
What was that? Oh, the Latavius Murray captain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see where it wound up.
I think I had 2 or 3 of them. One of them might have.
Yeah. Oh. That was a prime time. Where was that? I'll just look at the 400K one. Where's that? All right, middle of the field was the best Latavius Murray line I think I had was Latavius Murray captain, Kamara, Breeze, Jacobs, Waller, Harris.
Yeah, Jacobs kind of fucked us too on that one.
Man.
Yeah, I was afraid to take a lot of him too because of their O-line being a little bit banged up. And also I knew that, New Orleans is very stingy on allowing yards to running backs. So but I thought he could beat him. I really did. I thought he was going to do it regardless.
Oh, I know.
He should have had another touchdown, which would have been exactly what we needed. I had him in a bunch, unfortunately, too many. But it was a good night, man. It was close. I like the sweat, dude. I was watching my ticker, my little bubble climb, dude. I'm going nuts. It was getting there. We're gonna get one. We're gonna get one. We won earlier this year in NASCAR. You've taken down a few smaller ones this year. I've taken down a few smaller ones. So
yeah,
we're there.
Yeah, and you know what? The everyone was just like pivoting off of not really playing or writing or making bets and gambling like on Twitter, and it seems like everyone's slowly kind of making one or two picks. And I was just like, fuck, I was a Matthew Wolf explosion away from taking down the $3 lobby last week. So I gotta get it while it's hot. And I pivoted to Reed, and we had Wolf all week. So stick with us. We'll get it. I wanted to share that showdown lineup for a sneak peek for tomorrow's showdown show. Where is my text to you?
Oh, with the Minchie?
Yeah, with the Minshew. All right, sneak peek at the winning lineup for Thursday. Minshew captain, Keelan Cole, Fitzpatrick, Ford, Gaskin, Gesicki. I don't know why, but I am feeling that lineup. And then Fitzpatrick captain, Cole, Ford, Gaskin, Minshew, Robinson. That thing right there. That's a bad mamma jamma. I don't know who woke up Keelan Cole this year, but someone woke him up.
Oh, his name's Minchie.
Like just woke him up, and someone pissed off Minshew this year. Like that dude and Cam Newton look like the fucking two top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL, and that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, actually, it's funny you talk about that real quick on that one. Yeah, that's why I took Minshew as the captain because right now he's just playing lights out, and he has been in both Jacksonville's games this year, whether they lost or won. He has been the winning lineup captain. So, regardless, all right. I'm in him. I'm in him. He's obviously doing something right. I think this is still a banged up team that he could play against. That he could walk all over. So, if it happens, great.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, me too. Well, stay tuned. We'll have that video up tomorrow. You guys have a great night. Good luck. Reach out to us if you need us. Comment on this video if you have any questions. Like it, subscribe it, tell your friends, tell your family. Check out the website. Deuces.